All right, guys, welcome to the Buscemi Family channel. Today we're gonna isolate biceps. Why? Because I feel like I have your little sister's biceps on my body. It's my weakest area. Let's isolate today. Check it out. All right, guys, first thing I gotta do is warm up, running back and forth, getting the body loose. I'm old. Next thing we do is we say our prayers. Got to give it to the guy upstairs, making sure every single time I lift weights that I'm saying my Our Father and my Hail Mary. Let's get into the weightlifting now. All right, guys, before we lift, I got to put on my Harbinger gloves. I'll link them down below, but I have dainty little female hands, and that's why I need gloves to protect my hands from the weights. It's a little off-putting, but it is what it is. All right, guys, here we are. Getting the lower back going, getting the biceps going. Takes me 3 days to warm up because I'm 47 years old. I got one foot in the grave, but I gotta warm up. All right, guys, finally I get to my first set. I'm using light weights to really get the body going. I am twisting as I come up, and you know, you can see my biceps have a lot of work to do. Your girlfriend has bigger biceps than me. All right, guys, so I changed the camera angle because if you change the camera angle, maybe it seems like you know what you're doing with video editing. I just continue to do the same boring exercise where I'm twisting on the top and isolating the bicep. If you're still here with me watching this, I thank you very much. All right, guys, we start with an unfortunate shot of my crotch and my shin, and we go a little bit heavier now with the same exercise. I did change the camera angle once again to keep you guys guessing. But as you can see, I have the intensity right now of your Aunt Mildred while she sat at the corner of the table smoking Marlboro Lights until the end of the night during a dinner party. All right, here we are again, changing the camera angle to keep it interesting. Still doing isolation exercises with the twisting. The reason why I twist, guys, is because it peaks the muscle. So we're still isolating. I'm sitting because I'm not having as much sway when I sit, so that it's got more in the way of isolation. So we're getting there. We're getting the muscles going at this point. Let's see if my muscles grow finally. All right, guys, so here we are changing the angle once again. I am going a little heavier. Every now and then I peek at the camera to make sure that it's looking at me. I'm starting to get a little bit more intensity, which is good because I felt like I was sleeping through the first 20 minutes of my workout. Took me 20 minutes just to warm the body, but I'm feeling a little better, a little bit more intense. All right, guys, here I take a sip of my electrolytes and I'm gonna give you a pose, and you can see there's zero muscle definition in those biceps. All right, guys, so here we are changing up the exercise. Now I'm doing a one-arm preacher dumbbell curl to really isolate. Again, my intensity is garbage, but I am isolating. Every now and then I make an awkward sound that you might hear. That sounds like I just pooped my pants, but I'm doing my best to try to get some muscle growth in these biceps. All right, guys, now it's time to give thanks once again to JC. JC's the #1 dude in town. But as you can see, I got solid legs. I got solid calves. My shoulders look good. It's just my biceps that look like your girlfriend's. All right, guys, here you're going to see I'm going far heavier with the preacher one-arm dumbbell curl. So I'm probably doing like 30s or 40s here, and I'm going to superset. I'm going to do both arms. As you can see, I'm switching arms now, and really my intensity is getting better. You can see it in my facial expressions. Looks like I'm dropping a deuce while I'm doing weights. But now I'm reducing the weight to really superset and make sure that I'm burning out the muscle. Hopefully this has some impact on my muscle because I'm starting to feel like maybe I'm a female. Here we go, switching arms on the superset. Let's go. It's time to really make the muscle grow. How do we make it grow? We are overloading it by doing supersets. Getting a little tired now, but I'm still in the game, switching it up. Now I'm rocking 10s, right? I went from 30s to 20s to 10s, and I'm really blowing it out. I don't know what's wrong. I had a tough time feeling like the mind-muscle connection while I was doing today's exercises. I gotta get that mind-muscle connection because I think that's gonna help it grow. All right, guys, here I'm doing a straight bar curl with probably the worst equipment I've ever seen. My son asked if he could have some money to buy things on TikTok, and he bought this cheap, garbagey weight set on TikTok, and I figured I'd give it a shot. So not only am I wasting my time, I'm completely wasting your time by showing you these terribly made weights made from probably some sweatshop in another country. But I gave it a shot, so who's better for it, me or you? All right, guys, I go into hammer curls, but look at this creepy stare right here. Imagine that creepy guy staring at you. But anyway, hammer curls, obviously good for the exterior of the bicep, the brachialis, I think they call it. Probably not. I know nothing about physiology or anatomy. I took a complete guess at that. But here's me supersetting, and it's just simply me starting with heavier weights, hammering out their hammer curls, and progressively going down to really burn it out. Now, if you take a look at my shirt, you can see I'm sweating. That's not from intensity or effort. That's more so because it's 95 degrees and humid in the state of Florida at all times. But, you know, my biceps seem to never grow, no matter what I'm doing. Even when I'm in the midst of a heavy superset, they still have no definition. All right, guys, here I take my hat off so you could see my ridiculously receding hairline at 47 years old. I have the worst hairline on planet Earth. I'm not wiping my head because I'm having an intense workout. I'm wiping it because I'm hot. All right, guys, here I give you the double bicep pose, zero definition. Let's put the hat back on so you don't have to see the receding hairline. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. All right, guys, back to the worst weight set ever made by any human on planet Earth. I think Lou Ferrigno used these weights back in 1982. That's how old and cheesy they look. So guys, in the background, my phone's ringing. It's Lou Ferrigno. He told me he wants to get his weights back because I've used them for too long without any progress whatsoever. All right, guys, here I try to curl 40s with the cheat curl. I fail miserably, so I go down to 30s. And you can see I have a nice lather, a nice sweat going. But I'm rocking the 30s, gonna superset down to 20s shortly, and then from 20s to 10s. But this is the culmination of my bicep workout. You let me know in the description, in the comments down below. Did I get anything done, or am I a complete clown who has no idea what he's doing? You know, look, I think that if I continue to do this stuff, maybe a bicep will grow, but I think we got years of work ahead before I have any definition. All right, guys, we start off with another creepy stare while I do the bicep isolation exercise, the hanging bicep curl using the leg or the thigh for support, switching arms, and this is how I'm kind of concluding my workout. I got one more exercise after this. You can see I got good shoulders there, but again, zero definition, zero muscle separation on the biceps. It's almost like I'm genetically inferior. All right, guys, we finish off the workout with a double hammer curl, staring at myself in the camera, which is really creepy. Hope you enjoyed the time with me here today. Subscribe to the channel if you did, and like the video. In a second here, you're gonna see my beautiful family. There it is, the Buscemi family. Please like and subscribe. Appreciate your time today. Hope you enjoyed.